Good morning, good afternoon, I should say. I used to do these in the morning, but I had life stuff, so I did it this afternoon. You know, we all have life stuff. So, that's where I'm at. It's a cloudy day in the neighborhood here, and I just was doing a gypsy shuffle, which I like to do because, you know, it puts me in touch with each of the cards. And it's a stormy, windy day here, kind of, and so on my way back from our local town, Spirit's like, pull out the crow. Now, when I went to pull out the crow, there was the goddess deck there. So it's like, why don't you? Might as well take one of those two, sweetie. So, oh, and there we go. Right off the bat, illusion. Interesting. How does this see? What's going on for us today? I'll do 3. See if any more comes out. 1. I think that was it. She needed to come out. Wow. Illusion. Now, I don't know these cards that well, so you'll have to bear with me while I read it to you. I mean, this is where I'm at. Again, if you don't like it, that's okay. So, isn't she beautiful? I don't mind, like, these cloudy days because the cards are easier to, don't mind my dirty fingernails, I've been gardening. The cards are easier to see. When you look at the world, everything you see appears to be real. So it's easy to imagine that your current conditions are influenced only by actions and calculated movements. This is an illusion, as everything is intrinsically connected, though not always visible to us due to the limitations imposed on our perception by our 5 senses. Multicultural goddess of illusion, Maya, who appears in Hindu, Buddhist, Greco-Roman, and Scandinavian spiritual traditions and myths, calls you to trust the invisible world. Geez, I needed this one. Calls you to trust that the invisible world is responding to your deepest desires and intentions to make a better life for yourself and others. You are able to see through the curtain of illusions. Your clarity and intuition is heightened, as your next steps will be sure-footed. When the goddess Maya chooses to help you, trust that everything you need arises from your world with ease. The goddess Maya has come to give you some clarity now. How have you been in denial about your life? Have you been chasing after an outcome that eludes you? Do you want to believe in something or someone so badly that you have lost your way and given your power to them? Your alignment task, then, is to summon your courage and be willing to see things as they are rather than how you want them to be. Yeah. Right? So, I mean, basically, this card is here, and it just came flying out to tell us the Spirit has our back. We might be really, like, what's in front of us seems like so, like, what we can see that's in front of us just seems to be, like, so overwhelming and daunting that we think there's no fucking way this is going to be okay, right? And yet, Spirit just says, you know what? Just chill. Just relax. You know, continue to be in contact with Spirit. Continue to pray and do what you do. Manifest under the moon and whatnot. And just, we need to, you know, and I often do say this, but there's stuff going on in our background. And this is a reminder. Remember, Spirit's working on our behalf in the background. Just because we can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. And lots of times Spirit forces us into a position where we need to decide, are we going to be brave or are we going to be chickens? Are we going to have faith or are we going to run in fear? And you know what? When we're used to being, this is me, when we're used to being in a fear space, That is no easy thing to say, no, well, I'm just not going to be afraid. For me to say to you, don't be afraid. Just have faith. Everything's going to work out. Well, easier said than done, right? Like, easier said than done. There's my thing. I just love it. I just love it. I don't know why Spirit just had me grab it. So, it's not funny. Spirit just said, it's a windy day today. Let the wind blow your troubles away. Isn't that beautiful? Okay. Okay. That's nice. That's nice. I think we're going to have an amazing reading today. I'm a little hyper because I've had quite a bit of coffee. Okay. Okay. Give us a good reading today, Spirit. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Tell us what we need to know. Tell us what we need to know. Come on, you told me to use these cards. They're just not wanting to. Oh, there we go. I came out reverse. A reverse Six of Pentacles. A decision's been made. A decision's been made. I'm just going to double check with the book. And it opens right there. Yeah, okay. Decision's been made. And also to consider that there's somebody in your life that you are the giver. And they are the taker. And that has become an established pattern. And that is bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit. Okay? They told me just to swirl them again. Huh. So funny. Alright. What Spirit says, and sometimes I kind of like, don't feel like it. And it's like, do it. It's like, okay. Because you know what? And this is for you all too. When you don't listen to Spirit, that's when things fuck up. And then you look back, it's like, you know, if I had just listened, I wouldn't be in this horrible position. And I've learned that, boy, oh boy, as soon as Spirit talks, I listen because they're not fucking around. All right. Okay, Spirit. What's going on with this reverse Six of Pentacles? Because I'm feeling that. I feel that at a core level. In fact, in my own prayer life, it's like, please help me to receive. Because I give and give and give. It's like, who gives a fuck about me? Like, who would ever give me anything? But in our life, yeah, see? They just said, look in the bottom. We're the Queen of Pentacles. In our life, so Spirit says, like, we are asked to give a lot. But Spirit also gives us a lot. And so not to be frustrated. Not to be frustrated. You know what? See, that was them correcting me. I was just about to go off on, we need to have an equal ebb and flow. We need to receive as much as we give. Right? And so Spirit doesn't correct me so much as clarified. Queen of Pentacles is like, listen, honey. That's true. But what you receive isn't always from the people that you give to. Spirit, like I give you what you need to give to others. So within reason, don't let that exhaust you. Now, can we get some clarification on? Oh, and now my deck is backwards. Isn't that interesting? Can I get some clarification on that? On this, Spirit? Can I? Seven of Swords. It's often deception. In this deck, though, it's more about doing what you need to do. It's interesting because this is how it looks like outside today. And there's this sense of flying against the wind. It's like there's reverse strength underneath, but they didn't say to take it. There's this sense of, Spirit just said change. And out came the Chariot. What are these two? I'm not going to take those two. There's a lot of swords going on here so far. Well, a lot of pentacles too. 2 swords in a row. Followed by a Chariot. So things are about to happen quickly, Queens. Queen energies. Remember, like, tarot readings, this is the energy. Like, this isn't whether you're, like, what your body parts are. Okay? Okay? South Park. Anywho, don't judge me. My kid and I love South Park. Okay? Anyway. Did you see, I just saw on Facebook that, like, was it a baseball game or something that they had, and they filled the seats with every character. The seats in Colorado with every character from South Park. They filled the seats like with a cardboard cutout. Anyway, that's cool. But I digress. We have a 7 of Swords upright. And a King of Swords, or a 6 of Swords reverse. Was the 7 of Swords reverse? Well, it's showing itself to me upright now. So there's deception. Well, I mean, they're both kind of saying the same thing. I'm going to look this up. Six of Swords, reverse. I mean, 6 of Swords is moving the fuck on. Yeah. Okay. And reverse, of course, means that you're not. You're holding on. Spirit just says you're only fooling yourself. Okay. Queen of Pentacles. So you've got somebody that is now taking more than Spirit is willing to give you. Spirit has been able to replenish you. You have been replenished. You have been able to do this. But shit is getting old now, right? And you've been holding on much longer than you need to. You need to... You're going to lose some tail feathers getting out of here. Okay? But you need... This is less a card of deception to me. I mean, because we are intuitive readers, not always by the book readers. You need to collect what swords you can and get the fuck out of there and quit looking back. Okay? Because to get out of this, it's going to cost you. That's why it's hard. That's why it's hard. See, there's tail feathers here too. But the energy, like, Spirit's got your back. Don't worry. Excuse me. The Queen of Pentacles has been provided for by Spirit. There's the moon. There's the moon. Don't think that if Spirit gives you finally the energy and the incentive to move forward and to move on and to move out. Right. Okay, they said it's hard to leave these situations because we're thinking, how am I going to do it? This is going to cost me so much. We're connected. I don't see the solutions. How am I going to make enough money? How am I going to get out of here? Right? Like, but the Spirit's like, I provided for you up to this point enough that you can look after yourself and this other person. They make you think that you're taking so much from them, but really they're sucking you dry. So, Spirit, you're the Queen of Pentacles. You've been that, not on your own doing, but Spirit has provided you with everything you needed. So then you get the Chariot. It's time to move the fuck on. You don't. You keep going back because you don't think you can make it on your own. You've been convinced of that. Spirit's like, remember, you didn't get these pentacles from that other person. You didn't get these pentacles from your own self. You got those pentacles from me. Remember, sweetie, this is coming not from you. This is coming from Spirit. There is more going on in the background than you know. Trust us. Let us do our shit. Okay? I have a fly issue in here. So if you see me doing that, because we live in the country and our neighbors just cleaned out their cattle pastures, you can imagine. And now there's flies everywhere. Alright. So, Queen of Pentacles needs to move out, move on, and have trust, have faith that she will be looked after. So, if she does that, if the Queen of Pentacles does that and moves on, holy shit, where are these flies coming from? Give us some guidance for our Queen. And out comes another Queen. Queen of Swords. Some advice for our Queen of Swords. I have control of my thoughts. I will not be afraid. I will not be afraid. Spirit just said to me, in your prayer life, to call out to Saint Michael, who is the warrior angel of God, to call out to Spirit and to angels and to saints, to cut these ties so that you can move forward, so the seasons can change, and embrace this energy, because this Queen of Swords is not beholden to anybody. She is protective and protected. That sword's here for a reason. But you see in this card, she's got the wing out. Honest to goodness sakes. Yeah, she's confident, independent, and wise. Sharp intellect, clear vision of the future should be like. When the Queen of Swords pays a visit, it may indicate a time when a stern, well-calculated, and sensible solution is required. She also appears as a mentor or teacher to inspire you, and denotes a time when an impartial view is required to make the best decision. Haste. You don't know shit about what's going on. Don't make decisions based on how things look or how you perceive them. Spirit's got your back. There's a lot going on in your background. You know how on your phone, like you get these warnings, like your background data and like all this shit's going on your phone and you don't even know it? Well, it's the same with your life in the spirit world. So they got your back. Oh. This I'll take for sure. Strengths. I don't think I'll take all these because I think it just came out as a glob. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to say, but this shit's not easy. We know it's not easy. Okay, so then we go forward. We're stronger. We've cut our ties. What next, Spirit? Interesting. We have a reverse tower, a reverse sun, and a four of swords. More swords. What the actual fuck? If you don't do this, you are delaying. Change is inevitable. When this appears reversed, it's a sign that you're doing everything in your power to prevent the necessary course of action. Wow, you guys are really getting hit today. Hard. In doing so, you're delaying the experience you need to learn from this to move forward. And then we get the Sun reversed, which is a sign that you are not able to feel the gifts the Sun has to offer you. And as a result, there's a feeling of pessimism that is preventing your success. Even if blocked by the clouds, the energy of the Sun is there for you. The question is, can you look beyond the clouds to see it? Can you see your background data? Do you get? You're relying too much. You need to take a break, sister. Okay, I think I'm going to get one view on this, because everybody, when they're looking up titles, they want to hear, my divine masculine's coming in today. It's like, well, you know what? That does happen for people. But, if you want to be honest with yourself, and if you want to actually benefit, sometimes you need to have towers. Now, I say this sternly, knowing that I spent years here. And it cost me. It cost me. It cost me. It cost me the best years of my fucking life. It cost me so much. It cost me. I'm still dealing, that's been a long time since I got dealt that. It cost me. Spirit, what are we looking at if our queen can move forward? What's she looking at? What's some rewards? I feel like there's a devil energy here, but we'll see what they say. Spirit, what's some outcome? What's some outcome here, Spirit? And there's the Lovers. Let's shuffle this again. Because they've been pretty rough today. I wasn't even going to do a reading today. I was kind of hoping for one. I'm human. Who doesn't want to have lots of views on their channel? I sure do. But, more than that, I want you to get the information that you're supposed to. But in saying that, it's like, geez, it would be great if it's like, DF is coming in, or DM is coming in today. The karmic is, because she's left, and she's left the building, and everything's going to be okay, and their magic prince is coming in. It's like, yeah, you know what? That happens. It happens to people every day. But a lot of us are still stuck in this shit. All right, what have we got then? What can we look forward to if we can do this? If we can trust Spirit has our backs and wants the best for us. And no. Okay, the energy of moving forward for us. The energy of moving forward. Wheel of Fortune. If we have the energy to move forward, we take a rest, then we can escape. Then we can escape. That's the Five of Swords, which can sometimes seem kind of shifty and dodgy. That's maybe how you would be perceived. And you don't like that. But, there comes a point when you just got to do what you got to do. You got to leave with what you can. Right? You're going to leave some swords behind, in fact, probably. There's some feathers you lost. But you're still alive and you got the strength to fly against the wind. Right? Like Spirit just like, when you're flying against the wind, when you're going against the wind, it doesn't seem as if it's favorable for you. It seems like it's going to be harder. But we've got this going on in the background. I think I might, am I supposed to be going? Yeah, okay. Wow, what's that? I think it's just the top one. It's the moon. So there's more going on than meets the eye. You need to manifest. You need to manifest good things. I just like to kind of change. I'm not always like my shuffling. You know, like this shuffling's all well and good, but I don't know how well it actually mixes up the cards. I just feel like we've got a lot going on today, and I want to make sure, right, that we've got. All right. And I like you to see me do this, because it really does. Right, because it's so random then. And to me, it just seems more authentic. And I like you guys, so reverse. I'm not going to take that. See, like I try not to. I want you guys to know that I'm being as authentic as I can be. Right? Like I'm not trying to. I mean, obviously, because I don't feel like this is going to be a super popular message. Nobody wants to hear about the hard stuff. Oh, wow. Okay, so, like, in the immediate future, your friends aren't going to be there for you. They're not. Spirit just said don't trust them. You have friends that would stab you in the back, and you know this. Don't trust them as you try to escape. Don't trust them. There's things hidden. You've been a prisoner. Did you know that? Feels like it, but not always. But your wishes can come true. Isn't that a happy card? Well, your wishes can come true and you can breathe fresh air. You know, because there is a Ten of Pentacles life waiting. But boy, oh boy, have we got some work to do before that. This is scary shit. Like, I'm not going to lie. Wow, and there's a Nine of Pentacles too, right? Like, you got this, honey. You can do this. Even if you're one of those people that has, or you're one of those relationships where you leave and come back and leave and come back, that is so gut-wrenching. And every time that happens, it weakens you more. And it makes everybody think, oh, she's a wingnut, or oh, this, or oh, that. It's like, you're not a wingnut. It's just, this is hard. And you know what? People don't understand how sometimes these people in our life can take you and just make you believe that there's no way that you could survive without them. And when you leave, I know this from experience, and Spirit just reminded me. Because I've left a person and then come back, and left and come back. Not lots of times, but it happened. And one of the reasons I come back was because of the comfort of my home. I missed my stuff. I missed my own bed. I missed my pillow. When you leave, take your comfort items with you, because you're not coming back. Don't go back. Leave when it's safe to do so. It's so hard. You know what? Just pray for the strength to do this. Pray. for the strength to do this. Because Spirit just said to me, this requires supernatural strength. But you have to ask for it. You can't imagine... What? Spirit says, you can't imagine your life without being different? Your life right now is unimaginable. The girl that you used to be would not have imagined the life that you're living now. Does that make you want to cry? Because it makes me want to cry. How many years do you want to waste on this? I'll tell you what, and here's the truth bomb. Doing 2 relationships, because I moved from one relationship to another worse relationship, as so often happens. I did that. So I'm coming to you from a place of truth. I wasted 25 of my best years on these horrible men. If I had murdered somebody, I would have spent less time in jail. But the jail was my own prison. I made that prison. I made it comfortable, kinda. It's what you get used to. But it's not this. It looks impossible. It feels impossible. You've tried to leave before and you've gone back. And every time that happens, that weakens you. But Spirit's got this going on. You got teams of angels, saints, and spirits. I'm going to just pull out, see if there's another goddess card for you, okay? They told me to just open this up, shuffle 3 times, and cut. Okay? Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Okay? Spirit, message for us. Message for these people. In this place that I had been, that is not a happy fucking place. Plus it's humiliating. How did I end up here? Okay? Generosity. The world's waiting for you, sister. The world is waiting for you, sister. Oh, okay. Right? This can make me cry. Look at that. Look at that joy. Self-assuredness. See how she's almost like she's hugging herself, like, right? She's soaking up the Spirit. This is where we want to be. There is a universal law that centers on unrestrained generosity and flow. That's what's going on in the background. Ocean, the benevolent, Yorubian river goddess, the representation of nourishment, healing, fertility, and prosperity, reminds you that life herself has given to you freely. You have been offered air to breathe, water to drink, food to eat, and shelter to sleep in. So it is your task to give freely of yourself, no matter how big or small, without expecting receiving in return. She encourages you to allow gratitude to permeate everything you do. Sometimes you fall prey to fears about whether you will get what you need. So you worry about money or love or security. And you begin withholding, even for yourself. You might find yourself being overly restrictive and beginning to hoard for that proverbial rainy day. By doing so, you cut off her generous flow. In this moment, the goddess Ocean wants to offer you this alignment task. Don't expect her to be generous with you if you show her you don't trust in her flow of generosity. Now is the time to do the opposite of what you fear. When you feel there's not enough money, spend it. If you feel unloved, ask who can love you and where can you show you care. Don't wait to get what you want. The goddess Ocean has only your best interests at heart. Right? So if you can have the strength to believe that Spirit has your background and that you are the Queen of Pentacles and that has been because of Spirit providing for you, not because of what anybody did for you or because of your own work. It hasn't got nothing to do with that. But you need to get out of this. And I mean, a lot of it's swords. A lot of swords. A lot of this is in your own thought process, right? And I can relate to that. Don't hold on to this. Bust free, right? That was not the message I was expecting today. Quite frankly, it was not. So, be brave. I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy. It's not easy. It's fucking horrible. Go get the massage. Go get the self-care that you need. Go to, intuitive healers. Get a Reiki session. I'm an intuitive healer myself. Get your head on straight. And spend some time. The full moon's coming up. Spend some time. The best thing you can do with yourself is to tell yourself what you want. And to put that out into the universe. And to trust that the universe has your back. I think that's what I'll name this. I mean, how many of you are going to last to the end? If you've lasted to the end, then this this message was for you. Because, I mean, there's probably 5 people going to watch this because it doesn't say what people want to hear. So, I mean, I'm not earning money from this. I don't need to say what people want to hear. Spirit gives me the gift to tell people. And honestly, if only one person is left to watch this to the end, then it was for you. So that gives you an extra assurance that God loves you. And has got your back. Alright? So, have a wonderful day. I don't know when I'll see you next. I don't know if I'll have time to do one tomorrow. We'll see. I'm playing this by ear. That was pretty rough. I'm still healing from that. But boy, I'll tell you what. My life right now is so abundant. It's so abundant. My biggest problem right now is that I'm still releasing the trauma of the years that I put in. I'm still releasing that. The longer you're in it, the harder it is to let go. But honest to God, more than once I've said to myself, I could have murdered somebody in cold blood and spent less time in jail than I spent in those horrible relationships. Which I won't say is worse than jail, because I don't imagine jail's very fun. Despite all the things that they say, like I've had friends that ended up in jail and thankfully turned their lives around or whatever, but I wouldn't wish those 25 of my years, I wouldn't wish those on anybody. Not my worst enemy. And I can't help but think that it is maybe some karmic payment for some horrible shit I did in my last life. Or that it's I needed to have those experiences to help people like you through this, right? So that it's not for nothing. Because it's real hard to think that I put in those years, my best years, right? From 23 to 48, I lost. You can't get that shit back, okay? You can't. But my years now, my cup overruns with blessing. My cup runneth over. with blessings. And I hardly think about those years. 25 hard fucking years. Don't do it. Leave now. Do it. Listen to the cards. It's a hard message. God bless. Bye.